Why are you here? I, with the help of the Bhagavad Gita, will attempt to predict why you have come. My name is Chanditas. I have spent the last 500 years meditating in the Himalayas. I sense that many of you are suffering in some way or another. And therefore, you are seeking relief from suffering. Others are seeking wealth, maybe not in the sense that you expect. Yet again, others, you are curious, you have no idea what you are about to embark on. And some of you who are most fortunate are seeking the highest knowledge. Am I correct? As the Bhagavad Gita, this book full of all kinds of knowledge, correctly predicted why you are here. We will explore this today, if you are willing. Surprises me. There is this verse in the Bhagavad Gita that explains and predicts why people come to a place like the Loft. And I'll read it to you. O best of the Bharatas, there are 4 kinds of pious people that begin to render devotion and service unto me. The distressed, the desirers of wealth, the inquisitive, and those who are searching for knowledge of the Absolute. This will be the topic for tonight. And this explains 4 different motivations, all equally valid to each other, for why people come to a place like the Loft and why people choose to continue coming and avail themselves of the many wonderful things that the Loft offers. So, overview of what we're going to talk about. These 4 motivations, we'll go into them in detail. Then a quiz, which one are you, so you can figure out for yourself why you are here and what you want to get out of your experience. Then overcoming various pitfalls. Each 4 of these motivations, each form of the motivations has a drawback to it. And then finally, some knowledge of the Absolute, some knowledge that is unchanging throughout time, which is something that's available here. Okay, let's start with the first one, the stressed. Who is suffering? Are you in distress? Some people might say yes. Most people think, I'm kind of all right. Well, according to the Krishna knowledge, there's 3 types of distress: adhyatmika, adhibhotika, and adhidevika. Adhyatmika is the stress caused by one's own body and mind. Has anyone's body giving them trouble? As we get older? Yes? Anyone's mind giving them trouble? Sometimes. Whose mind has ever caused them trouble? Yes, everyone. The stress caused by other people and animals. Anyone? Yeah, we're already raising your hands. Yes. Other people cause us stress. Relationships always going perfectly, or sometimes causing distress. Animals causing distress. Everyone bitten by a mosquito cause distress? Yes. And distress caused by viruses and nature. Anyone caught a virus any time in their life? Especially in the last 5 years? Yes? Anyone experience heavy rain, lots of cold, too hot, too warm? All the stress caused by nature. So all these types of distresses, every type of distress that someone can experience is usually categorized to one of these 3 types. And here at the Loft, of course we can't cure everything, but at least the self-inflicted type of distress, those can be mitigated. So relief from the stress is available by several means, from coming to the Loft and coming here. Just walking in. I find this every time. I've been coming to the Loft for how long? Like last 12 years here in Auckland. And still, every time I come in up the stairs, I feel some relief from any and all of these distresses, just walking through the door, entering the peaceful spiritual atmosphere of the place. I don't know if any of you noticed this just coming in. You come in and you feel instantly better. And then, mantra meditation, the chanting we were doing earlier. Everything is designed to offer relief from stress. So the mantra meditation instantly also further puts you at ease, further eases all your stress, all the material worries and everything that happened to you last week. This all goes out the door as you come in. And then, if we go deeper than that, if you come here regularly, there are several lifestyle improvements. Lifestyle through regulative principles of freedom from suffering. A lot of suffering can be mitigated by just changing your life, changing what you do every day, which is available here. I'll go to that in some more detail soon. And finally, understanding the non-permanent nature of the stress is the ultimate cure for all distress, which I'll explain further. But first, here's a true story of Carl in London. So Carl was in prison in the UK. And while in prison, he came across this book, Chant and Be Happy, written by the founder of the Hare Krishna organization in the West, Srila Prabhupada. So he read this book in prison, and he started the mantra meditation, much like we were doing earlier. And he described, within a couple of days of chanting this mantra, he had no desire for the drugs he was addicted to anymore. And he felt so peaceful. He went around telling other prisoners, you got to try this too. This book from the person I can't pronounce. It's amazing spiritual knowledge. He even phoned his mother from prison saying, I am Krishna conscious. I don't know what that means, but I am one of these people. And then he was released from prison, and he had to put his life together, start a new life. It was very traumatizing for him. So he stopped chanting. It was just overwhelming, having his mess of a life that he self-described, needs to put back together. But after a couple of weeks out of prison, he met a Hare Krishna on the street who happened to have this book. And the Hare Krishna said, I have a book. He had Bhagavad Gita. You're interested in this book of spiritual knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita? And Carl said, no, I'm only interested in spiritual books from this guy whose name I can't pronounce, Prabhu something. And he's like, oh, Prabhupada, this book is from Prabhupada. He's like, really? It's from Prabhupada? Amazing. And so he restarted his chanting practice and has adopted this as a way of mitigating his mental distress. And this happens all the time. There's so many stories of this. This is one of many, many stories. Next, I mentioned this regulative principles of freedom from suffering. How can you have regulations that give you freedom from suffering? Isn't regulation constraining? But no. These principles, explained again in the Krishna writings, help mitigate the suffering of the stress, and therefore, coming here and learning about all this, the stress mitigates, the stress lessens, especially the self-inflicted type of distress. Austerity means doing something difficult. Doesn't austerity cause distress if you do something hard? Well, yes, but you do a small amount of distress for a greater payoff of relief from the stress later. For example, one example of austerity, and everyone can choose to follow these things if they choose to or not. We're just offering some helpful advice, hopefully. You can follow austerity, for example, by limiting the number of relationships. Ideally, one relationship with one person in marriage throughout one's life means that there's not constant switching of relationships, which causes lots of stress. And cleanliness. If one is physically clean and mentally clean, not taking any kind of intoxication, then that might seem difficult at first, But in the long term, so much distress is avoided. Has anyone experienced distress from doing something they shouldn't have while they were drunk? Yes. So by avoiding that, and of course the meditation practice helps give one the spiritual strength to avoid those kind of things, so much distress is mitigated. Mercy. By not eating animals, by being vegetarian or vegan, so much distress is mitigated. First of all, being vegetarian allows people to live something like 8 years longer, depending on the statistic that you look at. So much distress of disease and suffering is mitigated automatically. And then so much bad karma comes from being implicated in the chain of animal slaughter. So avoiding all that, so much distress is gone. And then truthfulness. Lies tend to come back onto someone, but also truthfulness is avoiding something like the lie of perfect lives of people on Instagram, where everyone posts, hey, look at the amazing thing I did. Meanwhile, they're suffering so much. But it seems like everyone around you on Instagram is having the greatest time of their life. And you think, I'm the only one who's suffering. But really, it's lies. It's not truthful. It is this false world, false superficial world that's projected and makes everyone feel inadequate. So that's another example of truthfulness, where seeking truthfulness, seeking honesty, mitigates so much distress. And finally, the ultimate form of distress. Oh, by the way, many of these photos are taken by me. I'm, among other things, a photographer. So, this verse in Bhagavad Gita, right at the start, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, or like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of birth, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. This takes a while. This is not an instant thing, but understanding that, and really understanding in one's truest nature that all happiness and distress is just input from the external world through the senses, through just seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching. All those things transmit into the mind happiness and distress. And those are simply temporary disturbances upon the mind. If you understand that this is not affecting me, this is not affecting my soul, this is not affecting my true nature, this is simply temporary things that come and go. If you truly understand that, nothing can touch you. There is no distress. And yes, this takes a while, of course, to get to this realization. But all stress goes away if you can understand this verse fully. So yes, distress. If you are suffering from any of the 3 types of distress caused by any of the external causes, coming to the Loft. Good idea. And well done for coming here for that reason. Next, desiring wealth. Anyone here desire be rich? Rich? Who wants to be rich? Yeah, lots of people. But I'm not talking about being rich. Most people here are not rich. You look around. Where's the billionaires here in the room? Anyone here a billionaire? Secretly? No? Okay. Doesn't work. Abandon the whole thing. Get out of here. Leave the place. No. There is more wealth on offer than simply material wealth. I will tell a story of Dhruva. Many years ago, there was a king, King Uttamapad. He had 2 wives, Suruchi and Suniti. And these 2 wives had 2 sons, each had a son, Uttama and Dhruva. So Uttama and Suruchi was the favorite wife of the king. So he was constantly paying attention to the one wife and the one child and completely neglecting Dhruva. So at one point, when both children were 5 years old, Uttama was on the king's lap, playing with the king. And Dhruva was coming up saying, I want to play too with my father. But the king was ignoring Dhruva. So then Uttama's mother, Suruchi, comes and sees Dhruva there and says in a really mean voice, you, Dhruva, you will never become king. You will never even sit on your father's lap. If you want the reward of becoming king, well, you need to do something. You need to practice Krishna consciousness or something, some kind of intense meditation. And only in that way will you get the blessing of being born as my child. And only then will you be able to sit in your father's lap. And so, Dhruva, fiery kid, gets extremely angry, storms off and asks his mother, what shall I do? What shall I do? And his mother, Suniti, says, well, I heard meditation is a good idea. You can try that. So he goes, okay, I'm going to meditate, and storms out of the castle and meets Narada Muni, a great teacher, a great Krishna conscious spiritual teacher in the forest, who heard about the thing and decided to meet the kid to save him from doing something unadvisable, and says, yes, chant this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Dhruva Maharaj did this and achieved spiritual perfection by chanting this mantra for many months with intense determination. So that's spiritual wealth, achievable by, of course, coming to the Loft. But you might think, this spiritual wealth thing, it's kind of abstract, I kind of don't know what to make of it. Well, there's other types of wealth that are more intermediate available here at the Loft. Anyone heard of this idea of the 8 forms of capital, where so many people focus on financial wealth as the only definition of wealth drilled into us by the consumer society? But no, there's many different types of wealth, many different types of capital that you can accumulate in your life. It doesn't have to be entirely financial. Social, cultural, living, intellectual, spiritual, experiential. You can experience lots of things, and material. So, for example, here at the Loft, there is great social capital to be had, great relationships with people. You can have relationships with people where people are friends with you and not have any ulterior motive. They simply want your best interest in it. No, nothing else. We're just trying to help people, trying our best. And it's great to have relationships where that is the basis and there's nothing else. So, nice community, social capital. Extreme wealth available. So many people lacking true friends. Cultural capital. There's so many nice festivals here. So many things to celebrate all throughout the year, all kinds of fun parties. That kind of culture. And of course, infused in all the parties and all the cultural capital is the tradition described in the Krishna writings. 5,000-year-old tradition infused in all the festivals. So, great cultural capital. Intellectual capital. There is amazing talks from the most intelligent speakers you can see. Coming here, visiting speakers, local speakers, so many people who have studied this knowledge. Incredibly interesting. Many people are superficially intelligent, where they're good at whatever occupation they have. But I've talked to many people here at the Loft, and so many people have told me they're out in the world talking to people, and everyone is so shallow. I can't believe how shallow everyone is. There's no interesting conversations. They're just interested in the most trivial things. So, intellectual capital. Here you can have really deep, meaningful conversations with people on the highest philosophy. Where else can you have that? Where else is someone even interested in that, in talking to you about that? Where you're like, would you like to discuss the nature of higher and lower planetary systems, different dimensions of 7 layers up, and what's beyond that? People think you're crazy if you go out and ask someone that. But here, people love talking about this kind of stuff. And finally, living capital. Yes. Many people come here because they're seeking wealth. They're seeking real food. They're seeking food that's alive, the food that's not dead animal, the food that gives nourishment, is tasty, is infused with spiritual intention. Where else can you get that? Otherwise, you might be the richest person on earth. You might be the most powerful person on earth. You can't get food like at the Loft. It's impossible. In fact, You're left with McDonald's. You're the richest person and most powerful person on earth.
Is this AI generated?
No, it's real. Yes. Yes, that's an Air Force One. That's actually Trump, Musk, and RFK Jr. and Trump's son, Donald Jr. McDonald's. RFK Jr. is kind of making a face. He at least knows this is not what you should be eating, but he's forcing me. but everyone else is like, yeah, yeah. They should come to the Loft. Much more wealth than they have available here. So yes, if you're seeking wealth, this is the place to be. Next, inquisitive. Who is curious about what are we even doing here? What is the Loft all about? I've come to this place. It seems kind of interesting. I don't know what it is, but I'm certainly willing to learn. I'm certainly willing to ask questions to understand. So, being curious means you're open to new ideas. You're not going to make any assumptions. You're like, is this good or bad? I don't know. But I'm willing to hear what they have to say. I'm willing to change my mind if they make a good argument. And I just want to learn. I want to learn something new. This was me when I first came along to Krishna consciousness. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I have an open mind. I'm willing to accept and see and experience. Usually, younger people are more curious than older people, but there are absolutely exceptions. The problem as most people get older, they tend to have their mind made up and don't want to be confused by any contrary information to whatever has infused themselves into their mind. But 100% I've seen people in their 70s come to Krishna consciousness, and it was amazing. So age is no detriment at all. However, so if you're curious and want to know what is this all about, then this is the great place to be. You can ask questions like, why do they chant these mantras? Why are they so happy? Why is it so peaceful here? Why does the food taste so good? What do they put in the food? It must be the mantra. Oh, what is it about all the books that they go on about? Who or what is this Krishna in the mantra? And why don't they eat meat? All these things are questions that you can ask. I really love this photo that I took here of Sadie. It's really beautiful, right? So yes, be curious, just willing to learn and open-minded. There's so many interesting things that can satisfy your curiosity here at the Loft. And if you're curious, yeah, welcome. Please ask all these questions to anyone here who's been coming here for any amount of time. They'll be more than happy to answer this. And finally, searching for knowledge. Jnana. So this, beyond simple curiosity, this is asking the big questions in life. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the most important thing for me to do? What is the universe? What am I? What is my place here? These big questions in life, these big fundamental philosophical questions. There's people, I have met many people here who come into the Loft and their question is, they have been asking people these questions and not gotten any satisfactory answer. They've went to so-called wise people all over the place. They've asked ChatGPT and it's not gotten anything that is satisfying, a satisfying answer here. And they come to a place like this, they read a book like the Bhagavad Gita and they go, wow, there is actually an answer to these kind of questions. And it makes sense. It takes a little humility to accept it, and it takes a little bit of knowledge to understand it, but I can see there's something here. There's some solutions to these big questions. I remember this is Devamrita Swami, who founded the Loft over 30 years ago in the photo, and he was coming to visit in September, so you can look forward to that. But I remember he was giving a talk, maybe last year here at the Loft, and he asked for questions at the end. And one lady asked the question, something like, if I'm not successful, so say I start this Krishna conscious practice, I start the meditation practice and everything. But what if I'm not successful? Won't I have wasted my time? Would that not be a waste of my effort? If I put time and effort into practicing this and it doesn't work out and I don't make it? And Devarita Swami, his answer, or first of all, he said, that is an amazing question. Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita asked that exact same question. You have incredible potential in Krishna consciousness, should you choose to take it up. So when I heard that, wow, yeah, that's right. That exact question, exactly like that, maybe phrased a little bit more eloquently, but exactly like that is asked in Bhagavad Gita, where it says, Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita, "O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? Does not such a person who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a riven cloud with no position in any sphere?" Amazingly poetic, but essentially the same question. And the answer to this, put simply, is no, spiritual progress stays with you lifetime after lifetime. Any effort you put in this life, even if not successful, carries through to all future lives. Just to satisfy your curiosity on that question. But questions like this, really deep questions that are addressed in Bhagavad Gita, seeking answers to these from people, that is seeking knowledge, searching and seeking knowledge to the big questions of life. And these things are nicely answered here by the books and the people at the Loft. So then, let's have this quiz. What is your primary motivation for coming here? Who is seeking freedom from the stress? A good few people, yeah. So that's like a good third. Who is seeking wealth in all its forms? Well, this is pretty much a third again. Yeah. Who is curious to understand what is happening here? Yeah, this is the same third again. Okay, a bit more. It's almost half. And who is seeking the highest knowledge? That's many people. That's maybe the other half. Okay, so everyone is covered here. Everyone can come to the Loft for whatever reason. Whatever reason you come to the Loft, as was the original verse, you are truly blessed and pious. Because whatever the reason might be, it will result in some amount of gain for yourself. But then, anyone know what this is? Anyone been there? That's the Waihi gold mine. Gold mine in New Zealand, in the Bay of Plenty. So, a huge pit going right down. There are pitfalls in spiritual progress. Every one of these motivations has a pitfall. If you are simply seeking relief from the stress and you adopt the regulative principles of freedom from the stress, now most of your distress is gone and there's no reason to come to the Loft anymore. You have your life together. So you miss out on spiritual progress. If you seek wealth and you come to the Loft, you end up marrying some amazing partner who is really deep and not superficial, and you have an amazing happy relationship. No reason to come to the Loft anymore. You're like, oh well, and you miss out on so much spiritual progress. If you're seeking wealth, you learn how to cook, you learn how to make vegetarian food, I already covered that one. And you're curious. You're curious, and you have these questions, what is this Krishna? And all those questions are answered. You're like, okay, I'm not curious anymore. My curiosity is satisfied. I don't need to come to the Loft anymore. Or finally, You're seeking knowledge. You've read all the books. You have understood all the spiritual knowledge that is available here at the Loft. You're thinking, this is great. And you have full knowledge. But you don't fully absorb yourself in the chanting. You don't experience the emotions of what it is like to be, to practice this Krishna consciousness process. Then, that is like licking the outside of a bottle of honey to experience the taste. You have all the knowledge. You have a description. You read the description on the honey jar of this is what the honey tastes like. You think, I have full knowledge of honey now, but you haven't actually ever tasted it. For example, I looked up a description of Manuka honey, and this was it. Sweet with a flowery flavor and earthy tones. Slightly gritty with a thick, rich texture and flavors of caramel and malt with a slightly medicinal taste. Now, do you know what it tastes like? Have you tasted it? That's what it's like to gather all knowledge. You know everything about what honey, this particular rich brand of honey tastes like, and yet you have not tasted it. So all knowledge is actually useless unless you actually absorb your emotions in it as well. Knowledge plus emotions all together. Who's tasted Manuka honey before, by the way? Yeah, most people. Okay. This does not do it justice, right? Okay, something more. This is quite a different. What would you say? A different way of thinking of this knowledge. Somewhat entertaining, but believe me, there's an important point that I'm going to make at the end of this, even though it's quite unexpected. Who knows the YouTuber iShowSpeed? Yeah, not too many people. He's a popular YouTuber. Who's heard of Little Monster, Vanessa Demopoulos? No one. Okay. So, who do you think would win in a fight between these two people?
Physical. Which type
Physical
of
fight.
challenge?
Physical fight. Like wrestling. Speed, you think? He's bigger, stronger, younger, male. All these things are advantages? Well, they had a fight. And we shall see.
What's up? I heard you want to fight people.
Uh-oh.
I heard that you want to do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, shit.
You want to fight people.
See, she's
too feisty.
Yeah, she's feisty. I don't. Who am I gonna fight? I'm you?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, hi, I'm Vanessa, Little Monster. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Wait, hey, what you play? What?
Oh, look at him, he knows how to fly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know.
Here we go.
Yo, hey, watch out now. Hey, watch out now. Watch out. I don't.
Oh, he's coming back.
Watch out. Watch out. I gotta take this serious now. I can't let you do this. Oh, what the fuck? No,
I told you, don't let her grab you, brother.
what the
And that's called the gogoplata.
shit? Oh, you good? Almost died.
I'm just a little girl. Congratulations.
Yo, you want my thousand?
We won't touch you anymore, thank you.
You want my $1,000? Yeah. Damn.
Bro. No, first one of three.
No! One more?
Yeah, first one of three.
Okay.
How's you doing that?
Don't go to the
No, I'm not going to my. Oh!
Just shake.
Basta!
Shake.
Get off! Basta! Oh! Oh! Oh, God!
Nice to meet you. Stop for her. Stop for her. Good job.
Things keep me happening right now.
All good.
No, it's this hard.
It is this hard. I'm sorry. Jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Secret. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I'm a first degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, so.
To start Jiu-Jitsu. Everything will be more clear to you, you know?
But what is happening though?
Jiu-jitsu.
Every time she touches me, I feel like I'm in a trap.
Yes,
are.
it is a trap.
You actually are.
It's a trap.
Yeah. She's very good at it.
No, see.
She's very, very good at it.
So yes. Anyone here do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Yes, of course. Anyone else? No? Inspire you to try? So, 2 points I want to make from this. One is that the right knowledge, such as the knowledge here being transmitted here at the Loft, is so powerful. Knowledge of Jiu-Jitsu, even someone that is physically disadvantaged can win in a physical fight if they have the right knowledge. So similarly, the right knowledge of how to, the right spiritual knowledge of how to organize your life is so powerful. And then second, relief from suffering. You might get some relief from suffering, like he gave up the first time he fought her, but then like, best 2 out of 3, I'm going to try it again, without any change in addressing the root cause of the suffering, which is, in this case was knowledge of Jiu-Jitsu. The same thing just happens again and again. So you might come in here and feel incredible relief, going, yes, it's so nice being here at the Loft. And then go out and repeat the same activities that you did before coming here. And the same distress comes again and again. But by addressing the root cause, by implementing the lifestyle, so many things can be done. So coming to the root cause and understanding the knowledge that is available here, which leads, of course, to the emotional experience that is also available here, comes through the books. And from Bhagavad Gita, you graduate on to the srimad-bhagavatam, which is answering all of these questions in life. You can think of the srimad-bhagavatam as the jiu-jitsu of spiritual knowledge. So much knowledge available. In fact, the first canto of Bhagavatam, the first important thing in the Bhagavatam is this idea that this question of, my dear king, your questions are so glorious because they are very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to this question of what is the most important thing for me to do is the prime subject matter for all hearing, and it's proved by all transcendentalists. It explains knowledge of the supreme, the self, nature itself, time, and action. All of these things, interrelated with each other, are available in the Srimad-Bhagavatam, and you can learn about all of these at the Loft here. So, I can offer a special discount today on Srimad-Bhagavatam if you want to buy it. Just this week, we're down from $450 to $395 if you want to buy the Srimad-Bhagavatam, and you're inspired to learn about the truth in this, of everything that is available here at the Loft. All 18 books full of amazing absolute knowledge. So if your purpose is to come to the Loft to gain the highest knowledge in the world, this is how you get it. Are there any questions? Need to move on to the next part of our program? And so thank you very much, everyone, and I hope this was fun.